Best 15 places to travel in 2021. Where to go next? At the moment, it may seem unreasonable to consider traveling abroad, due to the global pandemic and travel restrictions that have closed the borders of many countries. But here's the good news. Things are looking forward to 2021. While many places around the world are still off limits, more and more countries are starting to open their doors. The 15 best places to travel in 2021. Where to go next? Number 15. Tulsa. The coolest park in the United States isn't in New York or San Francisco, it's tucked away in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Since 2018, the 100-acre gathering place has been wowing visitors with a 3-acre lake, multiple playgrounds that rival any amusement park in the country, year-round events and dedicated spaces for every sport you can imagine, and it's all free. And while the park had to rotate to drive-in programming last year, 2021 is the year when the gathering place transforms Tulsa from a flyover city into a national destination. Add in the new buzz from a wave of tech workers moving to town, and you'll want to get in while you still can. Number 14. Isles of Scilly. Our appetite for rural, lesser populated spots is set to sail right on into 2021, and few places in the UK tick those boxes better than the Isles of Scilly. An unspoiled archipelago just off the Cornish coast, the Scillies have a subtropical vibe, down to the island's white sandy beaches and bobbing palms. The tiny islands, 5 lived on and countless uninhabited, are all connected by local boat routes, though a few times a year you can walk between Tresco and Briar, when a festival takes place on the briefly exposed seabed at low tide. Wild swimming, wildlife spotting hikes and dark skies are big draws. The Scilly's first Dark Skies Week will now take place in 2021. They've also never been so accessible thanks to a new helicopter route from Penzance on the mainland, which launched this year when no one was really able to take advantage of it. Number 13. Set. Trips to major cities aren't likely to bounce back totally in 2021, but we've got a feeling that mini-city breaks are going to be huge, all the fun of city life with smaller crowds. And if that's your vibe, we'd recommend Set. A small city in the Languedoc region of France, roughly halfway between Marseille and Barcelona. The water jousting contests, street-side poetry readings and a thriving population of Occitan speakers make this place feel worlds, and centuries, removed from the rest of the country. Festivals like Fiesta Set and Giles Peterson's Worldwide usually draw thousands here in summer. But the best reason to hit up this unassuming city in any year is the monstrously good seafood, especially the TL Satoise, a spicy tomato and octopus pie. Number 12. Japan. With the postponed Tokyo Olympics now set for summer 2021, everyone's going to be watching Japan this year. But there's loads more to the country than the bright lights of the world's biggest metropolis. Rural tourism has been on the increase for years, and this year the government's Go to Travel scheme has, albeit not without controversy, aimed to reboot the tourist sector across all 47 prefectures. Barring new spikes, the country is likely to reopen to visitors in time for cherry blossom season. And when it does, your trip should definitely include one of Japan's national parks. Maybe the islands of Setanikai, or Nikko with its UNESCO-listed temples and shrines, where authorities have been setting up idyllic, high-tech, workation spots for anyone who wants to bring a laptop to paradise. Number 11. Norway. If 2020 was the year of the cabin, a time when every city dweller wanted a country bolt hole, then Norway is way ahead of the curve. The Scandinavian country has a huge and long-standing cabin culture, with about half the population having access to a hytte of some kind, and there are plenty for visitors to rent too, with intensely beautiful natural settings a given. If you're not up for the traditional back-to-basics experience, outdoor toilets, no power, and water from a well, then check out some of the smart new openings dotting the country. From mountaintop bird boxes to tree houses peering over fjords, They're adding a dose of luxury to the age-old feeling of high-techos. That sense of well-being you only get when you're tucked up in a cabin, miles away from, well, pretty much anything. Number 10. Los Cabos, Pedregal, Mexico. With limited international travel for Americans, there's no better time to head south of the border to Mexico. Between private plunge pools, stunning ocean views, and seaside dining and the warm, dry heat, a jaunt to the Waldorf Astoria will provide the rest and relaxation you crave. Number 9. Sedona, Arizona. Hit reset in Sedona. Starting in March, L'Auberge will offer 4-night, 5-day revitalization retreats, and who won't need a little of that come April? Guests will have access to wellness practitioners and healers that offer coaching, tools, and activities to make positive changes for their health and future. Number 8. The Bahamas. The Ocean Club is offering an extended stay experience that allows guests to create a remote office with all of the trappings of home, including finishes such as family picture frames and even a custom curated menu. And, if guests really want to up the ante, they can jet privately to their own private villa on site, thanks to a jet-to-villa package with NetJets. Number 7. St. Lucia. Those looking to capitalize on distance can enjoy a privacy package at Sugar Beach, which includes a personal butler service, as well as private fitness classes, dining and spa services. Better still, the Heavenly Resort, located on a UNESCO World Heritage Site, also has a Work from Paradise package that allows guests to set up a WFH office beachside, which also includes daily lunch delivery. Number 6. San Juan, Puerto Rico. Though much of Puerto Rico is still recovering from the devastating effects of Hurricane Maria, things in San Juan are back up and running, and the country could use a tourism boost now more than ever. Spend the day relaxing at one of the area's pristine beaches, then wander the streets of Old San Juan, where colonial architecture and candy-colored buildings reign supreme. Dinner at Marmalade on Fortaleza Street is a must, as is ordering a piña colada just about anywhere. The tropical cocktail is said to have been created in San Juan more than 50 years ago. Number 5. Savannah, Georgia. With temperate weather but thinner crowds and lower prices, March and April are low season in this history-rich city, according Hotel Tonight. Among the must-dos for visitors? Take a horse-drawn carriage ride, shop the boutiques along Broughton Street, and pop into the Telfair Museum, the oldest public art museum in the Southeast. You'll also want to indulge in Savannah's standout food scene with stops at the Old Pink House, for a traditional experience, Bubba Gumbo's, for fresh shrimp and oysters, and Leopold's, for ice cream. Number 4. St. Barth's. The poet T.S. Eliot famously said, "April is the cruelest month." Perhaps it's because we think warm weather is near, when really snowstorms are more likely. April is great month to visit St. Barth's. The crowds have thinned and one island's most anticipated openings of the season, Hotel Barrier La Carl Gustave, will have gotten its sea legs. Located in Gustavia but walking distance to the famous Shell Beach, on the calmer Caribbean side of St. Barth's, the property has 23 suites and bungalows, biologic recherche spa treatments, private yoga, and in-room Reki and meditation classes. But the best part might be that you don't need a car. The beach, restaurant, and shops are all at your fingertips. Number 3. Las Vegas, Nevada. The words "oasis" and "Las Vegas" don't often go together, but at the Four Seasons in Sin City it's the perfect description of this tranquil property. To start, it's a smoke-free and gambling-free, making it a perfect family launchpad to explore, say, the Grand Canyon and other sites around Las Vegas. April is the perfect time to visit because the brutal summer heat hasn't set in and the temperatures are ideal for lounging by the hotel's sprawling pool and makes for a great spring break destination. The hotel's spa is considered one of the best, if not the best, in Las Vegas. And the Charlie Palmer restaurant is, as expected, a culinary treat in any city. Number 2. Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Jackson Hole is a year-round playground for the rich and adventurous, but come summer, the list of things to do expands exponentially. Proximity to two national parks, Grand Teton and Yellowstone, means plenty of warm weather activities like hiking, paddle boarding, kayaking, whitewater rafting, horseback riding, wildlife tours, biking, fishing, camping, you get the idea. Plus, the spectacular mountain scenery and perfect summer temperatures really can't be beat. Stay at the Amangani, whose in-house naturalists will lead private tours through the national parks. Number 1. Montego Bay, Jamaica. Sure, the Caribbean might be really hot this time of year, but does that really matter when you've got pools, beaches, bottomless rum cocktails, a languorous island pace, and fewer crowds? With 27 villas plus 36 rooms designed by Ralph Lauren, Round Hill makes for a chic getaway. You could also stay the whole season, courtesy of the hotel's Home Away from Home package, which includes enhanced tech support for the WFH crowd, daily babysitting services, and specially curated menus for better productivity. Plus, nothing really beats ending the workday with a sunset swim, leisurely kayak, or a luxurious massage.